Do you read Stephen King? Good news, there's a club for you. The Losers Club. And guess what? You don't have to die at the hands of a shape-shifting clown to join. No, all you have to do is tune in every Friday as us losers journey through the never-ending wastelands of King's Dominion. Each week, we'll either spend hours reading between the pages of one of his books or chew on his latest tweets and Hollywood headlines. What's more, we're always having guests over. Thomas Jane, Mick Garris, Jerry O'Connell, Mary Lambert, Will Wheaton, and the list goes on. So what are you waiting for? Join us as we read on through long days and pleasant nights.
Consequence Podcast Network.
Welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith With. It's an audio interview series presented by WFPK Independent Louisville at WFPK.org, Consequence of Sound, and the Consequence Podcast Network. Wherever you're listening from, please hit that subscribe button right now so you can keep up with our series. I'm Kyle Meredith. Today, my guest, Mumford Sons. I'm talking with Ben Lovett and Ted Duane about their upcoming record called Delta. We're going to get into the darker themes that make up the record, the themes that the band has called death, divorce, drugs, and depression. I'm going to hear about their upcoming stage show, which they tell me they're using arenas like never before, and all the work that went into what they also call a wildly experimental record. There's lots going on in a little bit of time. It's Kyle Meredith with Mumford Sons.
Hi, Kyle.
It's great to hear from you again. Congratulations. Everything has started off in such a huge way as always. This is exciting to hear.
Mate, thank you. It's really exciting. We're spirits are high.
So with the album Delta, the first words we hear are the words wildly experimental. What does that mean other than the dad joke of even wilder than the last time?
Who said that?
I think it was Rolling Stone.
Wildly experimental.
One of us said that.
I don't think so. I hope not. If it is, then they're in
I think
trouble.
It was Kyle. Kyle, did you say we've been wildly experimental?
You can't go around making up quotes like that.
If I put the words in your mouth, then you've got to explain them. So that's...
That's what we'll do now.
Yeah. We are pretty excited about the collection of songs. I think Guiding Light points people in a bit of a direction sonically as to what we've got going on here. But actually it's much broader, and we have a 14-track album that we're going to be bringing to people. And I think it's a nice breadth. You know, not wanting to rush over this point, but for us, this is our fourth album. In many ways, it feels like it could be our seminal moment internally. Certainly, we can't define that. That's going to be defined by the listeners and the fans, and people who they'll tell us whether or not they're into it. But certainly, from our output point of view, this is the we would like Delta to be the moment. As many bands in history have had, their fourth album has been the thing that we had. We came out, we had our debut, we had an amazing couple of years that people will know us for. But this feels like it's got the weight to root us into to doing something important with our lives.
Yeah. I know a couple years ago I'd read that Winston got into DJ culture, and it sounds like maybe that's spread a little bit to everybody with just what you can do with sounds. And I won't put all the weight on him. I'm just using that as an example.
No, absolutely. I think Paul Epworth. It was a two-way thing. I think we were super keen to work with him, and I think when he realized the breadth of our influence and interest musically, that's kind of when he decided he would actually quite like to work with us too, and that's when we started working together. And his studio is perfectly sort of built in a way that you can really just try anything out, and there's a lot of sort of programming and digital kind of gear in there, and there's loads of beautiful analog stuff as well. So with regard to the songs that we had, we've written a lot in anticipation of going into the studio, so we had a big sort of cachet of songs, and they all could have gone a million different directions, and that's why we wanted to work with Paul, because we talk about serving the song. We've always talked about that, and he was the perfect guy to do it. He's got all the kit and all the ideas. So yeah, man, it's been experimental. It has, and it's been really fun.
I'm really interested to hear what you guys do with this live, and I've heard one of you also say that no one's used an arena quite like this. I'd love to know what exactly that means, what you all have in store.
You're going to have to come to a show. We're announcing actually a bit more about the detail of this soon, but it really is pushing. I think from our point of view, we were very fortunate. 7 years ago, we started playing in arenas, and they've become kind of a very safe, like a home for us to be able to to bring these songs to life. And we had a moment 6 months ago to actually just put all of that under review. And so this is going to be a brand new show, very dynamic. We've got a lot of people collaborating on the show side. A company called Stewfish, a company called Punch Drunk, who do a lot of stuff in kind of experiential immersion. So yeah, I don't want to overblow it. I don't want to inflate expectations, but certainly what I'll say is that it's not going to be us standing on stage at the end of the room anymore playing a song.
Yeah, I think the biggest part, right from the beginning, from the pubs where we started, was just a sheer matter of engagement. We really wanted people to feel a part of it, and we're very lucky people like to sing along, and, it does feel like a kind of an immersive and inclusive experience, and that's kind of what we're trying to represent now in a live show in a more efficient way than maybe we have in the past.
Well, from what I've understood about the themes of this record, it sounds like it wasn't the easiest songs to write, for what you all have gone through, but it sounds bright and joyous. So whatever you've done with that is really impressive, the way that's twisted that into something.
Yeah. We wanted to take it head on. I think it's interesting that you pick up on it, but certainly we have a bit of a responsibility, it feels like, to take the challenges that face our lives and just face up to them. It's the wilds of the unknown, the chaos of the ocean. We feel like as you kind of move your way down the river delta from everything that you know, and you get to the standing on the edge of the earth, that you can kind of just stand up to it and face it, and that's what we want this to be embodied by.
Ben, happy birthday this Sunday. It's my birthday too. It was great talking to you both. I can't wait to for all the rest.
Thanks, mate. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Much love, man.
Hey, big thanks to Ben and Ted from Mumford Sons. The upcoming record is called Delta. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now so you can keep up with their series, whether you're listening on YouTube or the podcast version, iTunes, Podchaser, wherever you're getting this from. And then please give it a rating while you're there as well and leave a review. After that, head over to WFPK.org. That's where I do a show every Monday through Thursday from noon to 3 Eastern. You'll also find some bonus episodes of this series over there. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.
Consequence Podcast Network.